All right, so this war we have the Mutant Ban again, Magneto, House of X, Omega Red, and Apocalypse. All right, so Boss Island, Zemo Boss, you've got Valkyrie, and I think I've seen future Ant-Man work. Mephisto, Blade, or Void, or S99. Quicksilver, you've got Fury, you've got Mole Man, you've got Elsa, you've got Crossbones. Korg, you can take with Doom, or you could use one of the armor burn options. Magneto, probably the easiest would be Sunspot. Nimrod, pretty close behind. Nova, you've got Doom, you've got Rintraw, you've got Absorbing Man. Immortal Abomination, Anti-Venom, and then Infamous Doom, you've got Gallon. Can probably use another Cosmic, like Venom, to kind of get through that safeguard. 1 through 3 in Section 1, Bishop on the way out. Armor burn options, pretty much all good. Omega Sentinel kind of melts them pretty quick. Path 1, Shocker can be used. Hulkling can be used. Can use Gallon, Penny, Hulkling, or Gallon. Just look out for that buffet with Hulkling. So Gallon, obviously, first option. Path 2, Mojo, S99 or Titania. Domino, Omega Sentinel, or Nimrod with an Odin pre-fight, or just use Infamous Doom. And then Path 3, Nimrod, you've got Nebula, you've got Doom as well. Eventually, if you nullify the armor ups. 4 through 6 on the way out, Rintraw, Kitty Pryde, Doom. Storm on the way in, Omega Sentinel is your easiest. Can probably get away with one of the, like Civil Warrior as well. Path 4, Man-Thing, you have Mr. Negative, you have Absorbing Man, and then Void, you have Fury or Mole Man. Path 5, Weapon X, Omega Sentinel or Nimrod. Hulkling, you've got Wiccan, you've got Rintraw, you've got Tigera. Path 6, Annihilus, any of the Mystic Nullify or Neutralize options. Just look out for that return policy. Doom can control the fight pretty well. And then Magneto, House of X, Cap Sam, Mega Sentinel, Nimrod, all will work. 7 through 9 on the way out, Gore, Wiccan, Rintraw, Tigera, but slap on Odin pre-fights. Doom on the way in, you've got Thing, and you've got Magneto, and you've got Absorbing Man. Path 7, the whole thing can kind of be taken with Storm. You could probably get away with Absorbing Man for Kingpin or an armor burn option that doesn't place a lot of debuffs. Path 8, Chavez, S99 or Titania, Cersei, Wiccan, Tigera, or Rintraw. And then Path 9, Long Shot, you can use the Absorbing Man synergy for Titania or use Ant-Man. And then for Havoc, you've got Nimrod or Omega Sentinel. 1 through 3 in Section 2 on the way in, Sauron, you've got Omega Sentinel and Civil Warrior. Maw, you've got Overseer, Doom, Mr. Negative, maybe even Quicksilver. Fury, you can use Absorbing Man or Colossus. 1 through 3 in Section 1 on the way out, Spidey Supreme. You've got Titania and S99. Path 1, Thing. You could use Wiccan or Tigera. And then for Omega Sentinel, you can use Gallon or you can use Nebula, not Nimrod. Path 2, Mordo, Titania or S99, Immortal Abomination, Nimrod, or any other poison immune, so Hulkling will work too. And then Path 3, Skrull, Super Skrull, Gallon, or Hulkling. 4 through 6, a Sasquatch on the way out, Quicksilver, Doom, you can even use Titania. Path 4, Apocalypse, Omega Sentinel, or Nimrod. Path 5, Spot, Blade, but only for the damage, not for the ability accuracy reduction. Or you can use Fury. Arcus, you can use Doom or Absorbing Man. Surfer on Path 6, Absorbing Man or Doom. 7 through 9 on the way out, Wong. Ant-Man, probably the safest. And then you can probably take it with someone like Absorbing Man or Ghost. And then path 7, Mantis. Colossus comes to mind. Maybe even Sunspot with a regen. Both of those with regen. Dragon Man, you've got any of the science buff immune options or Nebula. Path 8, Gallon, Wiccan, Rintrah, Tigra. And then path 9, Terrax, you've got Absorbing Man, you've got Shang-Chi, you've got Cosmic Ghost Rider. And then for Kitty, I would just probably go with Nimrod or Omega Sentinel. So that does it for defense. Let's take a look at attack. All right, so War 8, 7. We have Matrix Family, and this is the story of how I die. And don't worry, it's a very fun story. I'm taking in Crossbones, Nebula, and Omega Sentinel. I've got Path 1 in Section 1, Path 3 in Section 2, and I end up with 2 mini-bosses on Boss Island, although I was only assigned 1. So my only fight at original assignments that I was worried about was this thing here, just because I'd simply be managing rock stacks. And although that's not normally an issue, with Armor Burn, it means that I could finish a combo and accidentally put him under a bar of power while he's at 15 rock stacks. So I watched other videos to see kind of how the power drain or power burn would work out. And at least for the first set of combos, I was actually able to get to 10, so 2 full 5-hit combos before he had a bar of power, which meant I could do 3 5-hit combos and he'd have a bar of power. And then from then on, it's just managing how many rock stacks do I have? Can I do a full combo? Do I need to place a heal block to kind of remove the benefits of the node with the Fury, but also to prevent Thing from healing back all of his damage taken? So there were a lot of things at play that I technically needed to pay attention to, but as the fight went on, it was actually quite easy to maintain it and not as bad as I thought it was going to be. So I'm full recoil here, going to be for the whole fight till the last fight, since all of my fights are Omega Sentinel and Nebula, and then Crossbones, I will take them off. So just the last bit here on Thing. Only reason the fight lasted a whole minute more is because I had to bait out that last special attack. After this special 2, I will have 1 more combo, and he will just go down. So easy fight, and the rest are even easier, except for the moment where I died. So had a little bit of a scare there. Loading screen took forever to show me the fight details, so I thought for sure I was going to be asking my alliance if the fight finished, and then it finished there. We move on. Second note on this path is Omega Sentinel. We are taking it with Nebula. We are holding on to our shocks until we're ready to actually deplete her. So the game plan was just to build shocks, get to 20 or a high number based on where her health bar was at. I will parry. Those initial shocks get transferred and don't get eaten by masochism. If I were to double it with the special 2, all of that would disappear. So really it's just combo Omega Sentinel down. I was going to go to the special 3, just kind of shock her to death on the back end. But as you see with the full recoil, we are actually taking off chunks of health here. So it was not even, I guess, worth it to go to special 3. She just kind of gets nuked down here just from basic attacks. And here we are. This is about the point where I figured, hey, let's go ahead and maybe just build a few more shocks as we bait out this special 1. Maybe we don't even bait out the special 1. She throws it, and then I decide to just kind of parry here, and then just leave her alone. Down she goes. Nice and easy. All right, next up, Sauron on Buffet. We're taking this with Omega Sentinel, who is immune to Nullify, so immune to Buffet. I put on the heal block pre-fight here. That's just the deal with his regen. Not really that it's a worry for this node. The regen from his kit is passive, so he does not go unblockable from it. And then Power Burn is just going to strip every prowess that's placed. So we don't have to worry about his actual unblockable ability from his kit. So here it's just nuke him down. And as you can see with basic attacks, it's nuking him down real quick. PS1 was placed because of the next fight. That got us to special 2 a lot quicker. And as you can see, that just finished him in 20 seconds. So super showing from Omega Sentinel there. Path 3 fight, the only one here is Nimrod, so we are doing the same thing here that we did to Omega Sentinel, building up charges. However, we can go ahead and parry into a special 2 to double our shocks. At the start of this, I kind of mess around with my combo to see if I can build any shock charges without having to block. And of course, the glancing comes into play and prevents all that. So we end up having to block and take a bunch of blocked hits in order to build up our charges. And the PS1 here, and there's that attempt. PS1 here just puts us closer to special 2 early. So it just means we have to be even more aggressive about block charging. I'm not going to retaliate much here at all. I'm actually going to go all the way to the wall before I actually retaliate any of his attacks. And just the blocked hits alone are going to push us to special 2. So here we are cornered. I'm at 20. I reparry off a hit. It gets doubled, and he goes bye-bye. So even easier fight. Next up, Omega Sentinel versus this Bishop here. We are going to place the heal block pre-fight. I don't think I edited it out. Normally when I place pre-fights, I back out of the fight, even if the diamond's there, and I go back to the home screen to make sure that it's actually placed. Heal up Omega Sentinel here. You guys saw me take this one of the wars this season already, and I baited out his special 2 when he had it. Heal block, we're going to end in mediums while he's below a bar of power. Once he's close to a bar of power, we're going to end with a light, but not the full 5-hit light. We are just going to stop short into a block so that we can aggressively bait out heavies at that point and push him to special 2. And actually this time I decide that I'm not going to bait out that special 2 and see if we can actually finish this fight without him ever throwing a special attack. And max recoil here definitely does it. So Omega Sentinel can just slap him down without ever throwing a special attack from either party. So yeah, super simple fight. And down he goes. So that was the end of my chill war. We ended up having an issue here on Polka Dot Power. Had to clean it up with Omega Sentinel. We are completely relying on intercepts and basic attacks after that intercept, since his heavy is unstoppable. Plus, we will probably never build any power unless we accidentally auto block, which we do. Doesn't actually stun him or block anything. It just places that plasma on him and we get a little bit of power from it. Yeah, so this was kind of annoying. It's just kind of fishing for an opening here with an intercept like that. And then I placed the heal block pre-fight so that we don't have to worry about any willpower and making up that ground. So if there was ever a debuff placed or anything to pause, it was going to be the heal block debuff. But I was realistic in the fact that I was never going to get enough openings to place 3 of those heal blocks and then eventually get a plasma down. So we would have no power, which would speed this fight up. I would probably throw a Sunspot here, even Immortal Abomination or Hulkling, and just deal with a lot of it through his block. Obviously, Immortal Abomination would be able to eventually parry once a poison was placed through block. And I doubt the power gain is anywhere crazy enough for you that you can't manage. There was a failed Dex, ended up blocking or just getting hit, which resulted in an auto block. But yeah, this fight takes... He was at 47%. Maybe he was at less or more. 47 is what this next fight is going to be left at. But yeah, almost takes half the time just to get this last bit off of him. Just trying to work in openings. And I'm not trying to backdraft intercept here at all. I'm actually trying to naturally hit block, get him to back up, and then kind of feel out whether he's going to come at me and then retaliate with an intercept there, just like that. So the one prior that was into his block, that one was an intercept. Now we need just one more. I believe this one takes 45 seconds to get out. And we actually don't even get a combo. I actually hit him while he's unstoppable and it crits. So yeah, very frustrating cleanup. Very frustrating node combo. Another thought would be Quicksilver here and just get momentum to place a slow. And then you can just control the power gain with the withers. More special ones thrown, more or easy access to the wither. instead of true dexes of basic attacks. See, there we go. There's a combo. That's not going to do it. Nothing crits. It is the heavy attack hit coming up. Right about here in the middle of the field. There it is. Not that one. Right here. Boop. Yeah, so was happy. We went through this whole war, had some easy fights, cleaned up a mismatch, and then going into this Quicksilver, which I've taken before with Crossbones, but I only received 3 hits. All of 3 hits were eaten by an invulnerability boost, and I still lost a huge chunk of damage from block damage, from brute force, just because of this AI. So I'm going to slow this fight down. Wouldn't be a lot of mistakes per se, a lot of unfortunate animation interactions. So my main goal here is actually just to bait heavies, retaliate. And what I want to try to do is bait out a special 1 and dex the whole thing. That'll give me whiplash. Those can get converted into furies, so ramp me up further. But as you can see, as we get him to special 1, he just like turtles, just keeps swinging at air, doesn't really attack. And the reason that's an issue is brute force starts to kick in. So I tap him here, push him to special 2. Not really throwing it right away. Finally throws it here. Brute force is going to click. We took all that block damage. Great. Trying to bait a heavy here. Was setting myself up, and he dashed back in. Caught me at the end of my dash after he backed up. So here I'm kind of frustrated. We're at 50% health. I retaliate his heavy. Looking like I'm going to have to push him into a special 2 again. So I try and bait out this special 1. And again, he's just swinging at air. That was an accidental parry. Still swinging at air. Heavy there. I make some room. Try to bait this special 2 with the open block, and he throws it. Health is getting real low here. A little worried. Retaliate the special 2 for our opening. Knock him down here and hope he throws a special 1. And in baiting it, he just decides to throw heavies from downtown. And then that one there I didn't expect to hit me. Was also trying to get out, and then brute force kicked in and KO'd me. So the annoyingness of Quicksilver's AI on defense just made that so frustrating. And then we go in for cleanup, and this is probably what should have happened. I just constantly bait heavies and push him regardless of what special attack he has, because I'm invuln boosted here. And I should just eat as many special 3s as I can before I die and hope I KO him. So here, it's all heavy attacks. I do the idle walk forward, just hoping he throws a special attack. He doesn't. He double mediums here twice. Finally throws a heavy after this medium. Punching him down. This special 2, we're going to idle walk after throwing our special 1, and he actually decides to throw it. So good. We're not going to get special 3'd here. Retaliate the special 2. Special 1. Idle walk forward. Hopes he throws special 1. He doesn't. Still swinging at me. Heavy. Retaliate. KO. So it's frustrating to have to rely on the invuln boost as a strat, but probably what I should have done in the first place. Our battle group actually lost to theirs 3-1, so we had a bad war compared to their battle group, but we actually ended up winning this 9-6. So silver lining to dying is that our alliance won, even though I died, and we stayed within our 6-3 range that we aim for wars. So bittersweet war. Streak ended. I was at 187 before Quicksilver. He would have been 188, so we're back to 0. I don't keep track of that until I die. So that was 36 wars worth of fights, which is about 3 seasons of deathless fights. And the last one I actually had was a timeout, which I count. So hope you guys enjoyed the video. Told you it'd be fun and told you I'd die. Hit subscribe and give it a like, and I will catch you guys at the next war.